Good afternoon, everybody. You're probably wondering why I'm giggling when I'm sitting here looking at myself in this thing, and I see these fat things right here. You know, all this fat stuff. And I'm like, hey, look how good that looks. I could just keep it back there. Oh well, it's just the way it is. Anyway, sometimes you just have to laugh at yourself because there's nothing else more you can do. What do they call that? Like a chicken? I don't know, chicken gulp. I don't know. It looks so much better back here, don't it? Or maybe I need to get some kind of thing to pull my neck back like this through the day. I don't have as many wrinkles. Good idea, huh? Yeah, well, it is what it is. Anyway, I just come on here to tell you we had a wonderful service today in church. Our pastor talked about repentance, which is very important, that we repent of our sins every day because we all are sinful in nature. And we need to be more like God. We know that. So anyway, we have to do our very best and try. But I come on here because, I have done many diets. No, I can't say many diets. I know I did Weight Watchers, which I did lose weight on Weight Watchers. As far as diet goes, I did one time that was came from a bodybuilder actually, and it was more high protein. And he did one that was lean meats, vegetables. You had, which now that I look back and know what I know now to back then, yes, I lost weight, but it wasn't really a healthy way of eating because I was very low fat, which we need the good fats in our body. We need to be more high fat, which is like, your butter, your bacon, your saturated fats, which some doctors will say that's the worst thing you can eat on your heart. Well, they're finding out no, it's not. Do research. Don't yell at me. Just do the research and you'll see for yourself. And true research, not these studies that people just do and say, okay, these many people had heart problems, they had all these artery things, but they didn't actually just do saturated fats. And they found out that one of the studies by Ansel Keys, who started all this the low fat garbage and get away from saturated fats, just put out what he wanted to in his studies and didn't do the actual countries that was eating the saturated fats, and they were very, very healthy. Very, very healthy. So, in saying all that, just do some research. And good people to listen to is Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Paul Saladino, and who's the other ones? Dr. David Diamond, who's a cardiologist. He'll talk to you about stuff like that on his videos. But what I'm saying is, when I was doing the one diet, and I said, look back, and I did lose weight, it was you ate chicken, you ate fish. And you only did this, like, at lunchtime. You was able to eat, I'm trying to think, for breakfast, was allowed a piece of toast with real butter. No, not real butter. I had to use that shaky butter. This is Filbert's or something like that. I think it's Mrs. Filbert's butter. It was a shaking butter. You shake it on and stuff, and it wasn't as good as what real butter is. And back then, I didn't know what I was putting in my body. I was just listening to these people too, and not really doing any research. And anyway, so I did that Mrs. Filbert's butter on my toast, and you could eat I couldn't do this. It was a half of cup of oats with Mrs. Filbert's butter on it, which was not very good. You wasn't supposed to eat milk, so you couldn't really have milk with it. And sometimes I had to cheat because I just couldn't handle not having just oats. It was like, well, gotta have something. So I had to add just a little bit of milk. And that's all you can have in the mornings for breakfast. That was it. A little piece of toast with, like I said, Mrs. Filbert's butter. Then, what did I could do a kind of a milky shake thing for, like, you're supposed to use, I think, milk. I did milk and some Ovaltine is what I use, which Ovaltine we know is not that good for us. It's got all that stuff in it, but back then, hey, I did it. And I felt good eating this diet, and then it came lunchtime, and I had, I think it was 3 ounces or 4 ounces of chicken breast, or you had to have lean chicken. So I do a little chicken breast, and then you could have a medium potato, only half of a medium potato, and then you can have broccoli or green beans. So that was my lunch. I worked at coal mines, so I did this while I was working in the coal mines as a payroll clerk. and that was my lunch. And then the next snack, I think I could have popcorn maybe. I forget what my next snack was. But anyway, you do a snack, and then at home I'd eat fish or chicken again with broccoli or green beans. That's it. And then at 8:30 at night, I was allowed to have 3 egg yolks. Not yolks, protein. Egg whites only. I had to take them and I was allowed to scramble them up, and that's what I was to eat. It was, I could put, I think, a little bit of ketchup maybe or hot sauce, something like that on them. But anyway, it's been a while since I did that diet. But I'm not kidding you. Within half an hour I ate those eggs, I was in the bathroom and it was not a pretty sight. And I'm like, yuck, I can't do this every time. My belly cramps so bad with that protein from them eggs. Now I can eat an egg white and yolks together. I have no problems that way, but every night I was doing this, like it told me to, it put me in the bathroom. Severe cramping in my stomach and in the bathroom. Too much protein, I would say, for my body. Well, I did this probably for, I don't know if I did it a week. I mean, I started losing weight, but I had to cut the eggs out because the eggs was about to kill me. I might have done that diet a little different than what they told me because the eggs were just, I just could not do the eggs. I said, I can't do this every night. This is going to kill me. So I just quit the eggs. And at night, I don't know if I ate some kind of, I don't know if I ate anything. I just really don't remember now because it's been so long, like I said. Well, then, of course, I had, before this so-called diet, is now I know was very bad for me because one is lean meat. I got no fats from this meat at all that was supposed to be good for me. You know, I got lean meats, and the fish had, you know, the fish is good for you, but the fish I was eating probably wasn't as good for me as it should have been. But then, you know, I was eating broccoli, which is a high oxalate food, potatoes, which are a high oxalate food. So that was not the best diet for me. And then, of course, the protein in the eggs and the milk is not good for you. Milk has sugar in it, and it's, you know, it's something that is your body doesn't need. So, and of course, the chocolate is high oxalates, and I was doing the chocolate Ovaltine, which was not good. Well, then before all this, see, I did one was I did Weight Watchers. Now, Weight Watchers, I will admit, I lost weight on Weight Watchers. The only thing with Weight Watchers I didn't do was their diet stuff. When they say, well, low sugar, that means aspartame, and I would not eat that. I said, well, if I'm going to do it, it's going to have sugar in it, so I'll do my recipes with sugar. I lost weight, but it wasn't the healthy way of doing things because here I am again eating a lot of the lean meats, which I thought was okay, and the veggies, which, you know, all veggies are not meant to be eaten, unfortunately, because of the oxalates and the lectins and all that. And Paul Saladino goes into a lot of that, and Sally K. Norton, who is a vegetarian counselor, who went to Cornell University and studied vegetables, thought everything was just great with vegetables until it put her in the hospital for 2 weeks or more. And she was in the hospital really seriously ill from the toxins that she had ate all her life from 9 years old up. And she did a lot of Swiss chard, she did a lot of spinach, she did all these beets, beet greens, you know, she did it all because she was, like I said, a vegetarian counselor, and found out that they weren't good for her. So anyway, all these ways of eating that I did change. I went back eventually to my old way. And when I did that, it just ruined things. I just kept getting more weight and gaining more weight. And for a year when I came down here, this is probably 2 years ago now, I did Zumba for a whole year, taught it to the ladies, and then I'd go and work out at our exercise center. I thought I was really going to be losing some weight, doing good, right? Calories in, calories out, and that is a lie. It doesn't always work that way. I didn't lose a lot of weight. Didn't. I lost probably inches, a few, but nothing like I have now since I've changed my whole way of living when it comes to eating. And a lot of people aren't for the way I'm eating. When they find something that's wrong with it, hopefully they'll tell me. But right now, I'm feeling good. Aches and pains are gone. I don't have the problems that I have unless I slip up and decide to eat some carbs. I do very little carbs. It's more of a keto-ish carnivore type thing that I do. And if I have probably maybe 10 to 20 carbs a day, That I'm lucky because I try to really keep it low. I don't want a bunch of carbs in my body. Don't need them. Vegetables, same way. I eat olives occasionally when I eat a steak, not all the time. Sometimes I'll eat, like last night I had some cucumbers and some olives, and that's a low oxalate, so I don't worry about that too much with my steak. I didn't do a salad. My company and Dawn had salad, and they ate their salad. I just did the cucumbers. I let them eat the other stuff, but it didn't bother me, and I feel great today. And the main thing with this that I found that I love more than anything is I'm losing the belly, and the belly's the worst thing that we can get on our body because it actually, when you have the fat from your belly, it's pulling the muscles around your heart. That is not good for you at all. And Don's losing his, and he may not be losing the weight, but I can see it in inches more than anything for him too. And see, this is why I urge you that if you're going to start any kind of a way of living differently and eating to lose fat, measure your body more than getting on the scales. You know, once a month, if you might want to do it every week. The best thing I think is once a month, because during that month you can tell the difference in your clothes, the way they feel. And like my neck, I've lost weight in my neck, and I know that because of using my measuring tape where I was to where I am now. I measure my arms, I measure above my breast, below my breast, my waist, and then I go on with the belly button area, and then my hips, and then of course I try my thighs and my calves. And like I said first of this month, I did 29th February actually. I did the weigh-in and for myself here at home. I did my measuring, and I lost over 14 inches and over 8 pounds since December, the end of December. So I felt good about that because, you know, we have to do something for us. And I don't want people to get discouraged. And I don't want people to discourage people because, you know, I could have not even started keto, which I'm not going to down keto because there's a lot of people do really well on keto. What I will encourage you if you're doing keto, stay away from these high oxalated vegetables. Change that in your keto diet or way of life, because that is one of the things that you will find that even though you're doing keto, like the almond flour is very, very high in oxalates. You know, I don't know how many almonds you really are getting when you do the flour because, you know, they're crunched, they're all sifted to the where they're really fine, you know, they're just. And so if you're doing a lot of it, which I was, because, you know, I love to do baking part of the almond flour and tried breads and cakes and cookies and you name it, I was baking it and eating it. And then once I got into finding Sally K. Norton, and then got on her blog and started reading, I'm like, wow, no wonder, you know, I started having all these breakouts all around my face. And I'm like, what's going on there? And it was the oxalates trying to come out because I was putting so much of them in there with the, you know, eating the keto way. I didn't go with the low oxalate foods. It's like celery's high oxalates, carrots is high oxalates, and I just found out the other day that there's no vitamin A at all in a carrot. Did you know that? Nope. Beta carotene's in there, but there's no vitamin A. So here we are eating carrots because we've been told by people, and Paul Saladino is one who brings that out. There is no vitamin A in carrot. You have to eat a heck of a lot of carrots to even get a fraction of vitamin A. It's, you know, you can get it more in liver and meat than you can in vegetables. So in saying that, I know people probably will go research, well, this one says, yeah, vitamin A is in here. Why don't they say that to you? Because, yeah, go buy it. That's what they want you to do. So do what you want to do. That's all I can say, you know. When I encourage my friends who are doing what I'm doing or trying to do similar to what I'm doing, and I'm not saying they need to cut out everything I've cut out. You know what your body can handle, what your body can't. But if you're really wanting to get rid of the belly, you've got to get rid of the sugar. You got to get rid of the carbs because the sugar and carbs is what's causing your belly. Whether you want to believe it or not, that'll do it. So if you're trying to eliminate things out of your diet, don't do butter. Butter is something you need to put in your diet. Don't leave it out, okay? It's not that I don't want you to do it. I want you to do it. I want you to do butter. I want you to bacon grease. Bacon grease is not going to kill you. Eat bacon, it's not going to kill you. Eat your fattier meats. They're not going to kill you. You know, it's like ribeyes and New York strip. Sirloins is a lean meat. My husband likes sirloins. We eat a lot of sirloin. I did a New York strip the other day, which actually was cheaper than a sirloin steak that I bought. I was surprised. Per pound, it was cheaper. So I got the New York strip, and I liked it, so I ate it. Do your fish. You know, salmon's really good. You can do that. Chicken, more your dark meat in your chicken is better than your breast because your dark meat is more of a fattier meat. Your brain needs the fat, and that's where you don't realize when you don't give your brain the nutrition it needs, there's where your dementia comes up. And so many people think, I'll eat vegetables and that'll just make me healthy. No, I'm sorry, they're not going to make you healthy. Now, maybe your body can handle a lot of oxalates. Some can, some can't. And you get to the point you wonder, why is my stomach hurting? Well, a lot of the gluten that's one of the reasons why your stomach hurts, but also the vegetables will do the same thing. So you need to, eliminate some of your carbs. Do whatever's easier for you. If bread is something you can give it up first. Watch and see how your body starts feeling. Get away from grain eating. Don't eat grains. Grains are not meant for us to eat, so get away from those. Do your fatty meats, like even sausage, but watch your sausage. The only sausage I've found so far, thank you Piggly Wiggly, is they come out with some sausage that doesn't have any junk in it. And we ate some this morning for breakfast. It was delicious. So I'll be going there to get my sausage now because it doesn't have all them spices in it that I can't stand and all the preservatives. So that's where I'll get my sausage. And other sausages has sugar and all these preservatives in it. This one does not say it has it in there, so I'm praying it don't. It tasted good this morning and we didn't have to worry about all that stuff. And even with bacon, you got to watch your bacon. It's got sugar in it, unfortunately. The only one I've found so far is Carolina Pride here in South Carolina. That's the bacon I eat because it doesn't have sugar in it. At least they say it doesn't, so I'm praying it don't. So I'm just on here to tell you, don't discourage your friends who are trying their best to feel better and doing similar to what I'm doing. I will encourage people to do this because I want people to get well. And if that means that your aches and pains are gone because you're giving up carbs and you're giving up sugar, we had a potato bake, and I'm not saying nothing bad about this. They did baked potatoes today at church, and that's wonderful for those who wants to eat the potatoes. I don't because they're high oxalate foods, and they do not do me well, so I stay away from them. And they're carbs. Don't eat the carbs. My husband does it. It raises up his blood sugar sometimes. Sometimes it don't. It all depends on what you put on those potatoes. But it was a good fundraiser, and I just donated money and didn't eat, came home and took care of myself that way. And ate here. So, there's ways you can do things. You just don't have to participate in the stuff that is just not you. And my friends who are doing this, they didn't eat there because why? They didn't want to be tempted to eat the potatoes. And I think it's a wonderful thing. I'm not down on anybody for doing that because, okay, so that's the way you want to eat. That's great. If you have a way of wanting to eat, I'm not going to down you because you don't like something that I think you should eat. I'm not. But if it's making you feel good, I am so happy for you because I want my friends to feel good. I don't want them to be not feeling good. So if you're upset with your friends because they're trying something else, get over it. Because you should be happy that they're wanting to make themselves healthy. I'm happy for them. I want more people to be healthy. I don't want them to be sick and not feeling good. And we'll keep a track on this here neck thing of mine and see the more exercise, maybe it'll go away. I wonder if I can put some... I need just to wrap around there so you can't see all that fat. Looks pretty good there. Makes me look younger. Anyway, but it's just like that stuff the chickens have. I don't know what you call it. Anyway, it is what it is. But eventually maybe it'll go away. And maybe it won't. That's okay. So anyway, I just wanted to get on here and just talk for a little bit. My husband's golfing with his buddy, and I'm going to get off here and get change clothes. We're going to go out to eat this evening with our friend. He wants to take us to wherever we want to go. So I think we're going to go to Giorgio's. I'm not sure where we're going. But y'all have a wonderful Sunday. I'm going to change clothes and go for a walk. It is so sunny outside, and it is beautiful. Can't wait to get out there and enjoy some of the sunshine. So y'all have a great day, rest of your day, and we will talk later. God bless you, and I love you. Bye-bye.